Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So we're going to address a straw man today, right now. I'm going to try to get my other videos out to get us into the alphabetic order for manwich. But we're taking a break from our regularly scheduled decode to address a straw man. What's a straw man? A straw man, sometimes written as straw man, is a form of argument and an informal fallacy of having the impression of refuting an argument, whereas the real subject of the argument was not addressed or refuted, but instead replaced with a false one. Keep that in mind. All right, so I got a comment from @911 who claims that the Mandela effect has been occurring long before quantum computers. Well, I wouldn't dispute that. I'm sure it has. In fact, we're quite certain, and my fiance and I are quite certain, that quantum computers aren't causing all the changes. So, and even if they were, it wouldn't matter if you knew anything about quantum physics. The past, present, and future all happens at once. Now, this guy claims he knows about quantum physics. In any event, how could a computer that is part of this reality, no matter how powerful the computer is, be responsible for changing the very fabric of which it's made? Well, because it operates in reality. That's how they work. All right. Everything everything in this reality is a part one fabric. Saying computers are responsible for the phenomenon is less likely than a single fish turning all oceans of the world into fruit punch. Well, that's kind of a ridiculous statement, but let's move on. I don't know what's wrong with hats, but what I'm sure he meant what's wrong, or they meant what's wrong with you people. Not just you, of course. There's a lot like you. Well, yes, there's a lot of people that have figured out that quantum computers are probably causing some of the Mandela effect changes. And I went on and addressed the Geordie Rose video, and then asserted, I said, not to mention we have a wealth of evidence for our claims. We aren't just saying stuff, we can back that stuff up with facts and evidence. Okay. Does he address our evidence? Nope. He's saying that Geordie Rose said it was an interpretation. Well, no. He said that these machines dive into other realities and pull back resources and create an effect in ours. Nothing left to interpretation there. That's exactly what he said. Not that they actually take information from other physical realities. Well, maybe not take information out of them, but get information from them. Yes, I already explained that. I could go into a library and get information out of 100 books and take it all in my notebook and then put the books back. And I didn't take anything out of the library, but I still got a bunch of information. Then he says, they say, as far as evidence is concerned, there is no way it could possibly make real sense. People can put together all kinds of things to try to support their theory. It doesn't mean it will make sense. Well, here's your first straw man. People can put together all kinds of things to try to support their theory. Okay. Well, we didn't put together anything. You're not addressing our evidence. You're addressing people and other theories. All right. And I said, no, watch the video. Not to mention, I know a quantum physicist, and watch the video, meaning Geordie Rose very explicitly says that the machines dive into other realities and pull information back and create an effect in this one. I don't know how you can interpret that in any other way. Not to mention, I know a quantum physicist who explained it all in layman's terms how they work. If it does not make sense to you, that doesn't mean it doesn't make sense. It means you don't get it. That's true. I did not put together anything. The evidence is there, clear as day. And it is. Anyone following along will know that. Either way, if you have a better theory with some sort of evidence to back it up, I'm listening, and I am. Mostly people just say stuff and back up nothing that they say. I'm getting used to it. You wonder what's wrong with me, yet I can support my claims. Meanwhile, you claim it doesn't make sense, and I believe you. It most likely doesn't make sense to you. That's true. It doesn't probably make sense to him. All right. And I said, meanwhile, we'll go with what I know and what my quantum physicist told me. All right. Now, here's another straw man. It doesn't matter that what your quantum physicist friend told you. I have studied quantum physics for years. They couldn't have told you anything I don't already know. Well, that's not true. Because if they hadn't told me something you didn't already know, you would understand what the hell we were talking about. All right. And people who believe in Sasquatch say they have plenty of evidence for its existence. The 39 people in the Heaven's Gate thing had enough evidence to believe what they believed to commit suicide, and so on. Evidence is clearly not an objective thing. And then he goes back to say the Mandela effect was a documented thing before there were regular digital computers, but people just thought they were remembering incorrectly. I'm not disagreeing with that. But right here is two more straw men. We get into Sasquatch evidence and the Heaven's Gate. Pretty sure that was the one where everybody committed suicide so that the spaceship would pick them up, because that made sense. And yet, it still wasn't, our evidence still wasn't addressed at all. So here's a guy who disagrees with our theory and disagrees with our evidence and our proof, and yet can only build a straw man argument. And so Sasquatch has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Heaven's Gate incident has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And people putting together evidence for their theory to support their theories has nothing to do with what we're talking about. The evidence to be addressed is if you take the changes and extract what actually changed and run that through categories, you find all sorts of stuff. Tried the same thing with a random number or random letter generator. It didn't work. But it does work with the Mandela effects. That's the evidence. The evidence that the gematria connects it. That's the evidence that we're talking about. Not Sasquatch, not Heaven's Gate, not suicide, not what other people cobbled together to support some who knows what theory. So, if somebody can prove us wrong, that'd be great. I could quit doing all this work. Still waiting for that. We tried to prove ourselves wrong. Couldn't do it. So, anyway, so there's a straw man argument. And obviously, this person strongly disagrees with us, but has no sort of argument outside of straw men to set up and knock down, but can't provide his own evidence to debunk our evidence, which is what I'm waiting for somebody to go ahead and do. So obviously this person isn't gonna do it. So anyway, that's going to be it for this one. I'll try to get the other two, the technology and random category for the simple binary for the manwich, out today. And and if anyone's still with me, I will say at least I'll give the person credit. At least they're not, sporting simulation theory. They at least we're on the same page that we're dealing with reality. So that's good. But the straw men just ain't doing it. So there you go. So for now, guys, thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down when appropriate. Thanks for all your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. And thanks for watching, guys. And for now, you guys have a great rest of your day.